after we had a look at the entire box content and what is on the sprues of the brand new Curtis H75 Arma hobby model kit in 1/72 scale, we of course did the build. So now of course it's time to paint it. I decided to do a free-handed 3 or let's say 4-tone Armée de l'Air French camo on this model kit, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope you are about to enjoy it too, because there was absolutely no masking. Hallelujah. Let's go. So of course I had to start with the pre-shading for the lower surface, and I used magic blue first and one of these Propeller 77 stencils. They are quite nice. They are quite detailed and fine. The one I used before was like not as fine as this one, so I was looking forward to test them because I have them in several sizes. So this is like a medium size, and I have a smaller size as well. I used magic blue first because on the lower surface is actually just covered in one single color. It's the USAF medium gray. That's the federal standard 36270. And the second color I used with the smaller sized stencil, which I'm showing you right now, was the sombra tostada. That means burned umber, which is not a federal standard paint, so I'm not sure if it's 100% correct, but that's the one I have from the paint set for French camo. So I used the same brown, which I'm about to use on the upper surface, but I'm just using it here for the pre-shading because, as I said, the lower surface is single colored with USAF medium gray, which is quite a light gray, and I wanted to have two beautiful colors to create a marbling as a base before I apply the USAF medium gray. So blue and brown, they work nice together with gray. It works nice. You will see it in the end. But before I started using the main color, I did a panel line black shading. Since the upper surface will be covered with 3 different color tones, I didn't do any pre-shading there because it would be just too much, and also find out the colors which work together well with all the 3 colors of the camo, of the 3-tone camo. It's rather difficult. So while we are floating along here with the paint job, please do not forget, like the video, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. It's completely free of charge, alright? But it will help the channel much more than you think. And if you really want to support the channel, you can become a member now. You can check it on the channel. There are different perks that you will get depending on your membership status. And very soon, I will be about to release another member-only exclusive video, and it's gonna be a good one, trust me. So now for this paint job, I was going in slow. I was thinning the paint 50-50 more or less, because I was only using Model Air of Vallejo, and they are already quite thin. Especially, not every color tone has the same thickness with Vallejo Model Air, but the ones I was using were all already quite thin, so I didn't use too much thinner, but I always used flow improver to mix it. Because I was going in slow and covering layer per layer, and then to prevent the airbrush or the needle of the airbrush from clogging, it's really recommendable to use some flow improver. So of course, medium gun gray was used panel per panel, coat per coat. Let it dry in between the coats, but if you only apply a thin coat, it will actually dry within short time. Here you can see the marbling effect shining through. Some people are always questioning this pre-shading and marbling that I do, but sometimes the camera won't catch it. Sometimes I apply a bit too much of the covering paint and most of the marbling is gone. But here you can actually see it quite well. Up next was the upper surface. The first color was gray, simply gray, not an RAL color, not a federal standard color, just gray, and that's it. So I'm checking where to apply the camo, which color to apply where for the French camo. It is a three-tone camo, but the painting scheme which I have chosen is version 3 of the kit. So compared to version 1 from the box, version number 3 has a quite easy camouflage pattern. It is smaller surfaces, not that it's not that wicked. So what I wanted to prevent with this build here, with this paint job, is that the upper surface color-wise gets too dark, because it has a gray, rather dark gray, a rather dark brown, and a dark green, more or less dark green. Yeah, you know how it is with small models, like 1/72 scale, like if you have smaller surfaces, then there is less light to reflect on. So everything will appear a bit darker anyway. So I didn't want it to be too dark in the end. That's why I used gray primer. I didn't do much of pre-shading, just the black panel line shading, and that's it, because I did not want to apply too much paint. So that's why also I went in with fine coats, more than I usually do even. And especially you can see it here. I mean, the color I'm using right now is burnt umber, and it looks like orange on the gray surface. It's quite a light gray. The primer dries in a light gray. I used Vallejo gray primer for the Vallejo Model Air paints to have a good base. And you can see it here. I mean, this is like the third coat already. Then the brown turns slowly into the color tone that it actually has. So especially that burnt umber, it's not an easy, I don't know about you, if you have this particular color or not, or if you used it before. The burnt umber of Vallejo Model Air is not the most easiest color to use. I was thinking of this quite a few times now. It's a bit delicate to use. You have to be careful. So color number 3, NATO green. Finally, I get to use NATO green. NATO green is, I said it's a darker green, but I mean, you know the type of NATO green. It's not a light green, but it's also not a very dark green. It's like a medium green, I would say. I would call it a medium green. This medium green, this NATO green is, the coverage is not too good. It's quite thin, so you again have to work my way through the gray primer base, but that's good because I want the paint, I want the appearance of the entire paint job in the end to look like faded and a bit, wasted and maybe a bit hastily applied. Not, that's why I also wanted to do it free-handed. We don't have any sharp edges, so everything is like faded, and the color lines are blurred. No sharp lines between the camo. Yeah, that was my goal, and I think I'm working my way pretty nicely to this goal. Everything came out nice, and in the end, I covered everything with gloss varnish to make it to seal the paint job and make it ready for the decals. Now here in the light you can see it very well. The marbling I did underneath, the smoke stain effect I did with shaders. That's my favorite product to do smoke stains or gun barrel stains or something with the shaders. You can build it up, but I don't want to distract from the marbling. I was talking about the marbling. Really happy with the result. Now the upper surface, I'm really happy with the upper surface. It's more or less exactly the way I pictured it. It's maybe a bit extreme. I don't know if it's like accurate, maybe not, with this black panel line shading shining through and the color applied in the way I did it. These blurred lines and you can see there are also faded areas kind of where you have the gray primer shining through and the color appears more light because the coverage is not done 100%. It's maybe a bit extreme and maybe not accurate, but I really like the way it turned out. So, yeah, as always, I hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.